Welcome to 21st Sports Recap and Reaction for the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets in their Week 12 matchup played November 29th, 2015. We're going to go over the scores and the stats and give our breakdown and analysis. So early on in the first quarter, Marcus Williams would intercept Tannehill, and that would lead to a 17-yard touchdown pass by Ryan Fitzpatrick to Brandon Marshall, as the Jets would drive down the field 72 yards in just under 6 minutes, and the touchdown with the extra point by Randy Bullock would make the score 7-0 Jets over the Dolphins. So that was the score after one, as that score came with just about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, it was scoreless until with less than 10 seconds left before halftime, Ryan Fitzpatrick hit Devin Smith, the former Buckeye, for a 16-yard touchdown. With the extra point by Bullock, it was 14-0 Jets over the Dolphins. So that was the score at halftime. Then in the third quarter, with just under 9 minutes still left in the third, Fitzpatrick threw his third touchdown pass of the game. This went to Eric Decker, a 2-yard touchdown pass. Bullock added the extra point, and it was 21-0 Jets over the Dolphins, as the Jets were running away with this one. The Dolphins finally got on the scoreboard with about 2.5 minutes left in the third when Ryan Tannehill hit Jarvis Landry for a 5-yard touchdown pass. Andrew Franks added the extra point, and it was now a 14-point game with the Jets still in the lead, 21-7 now. So that was the score after 3. Then in the fourth quarter, Ryan Fitzpatrick would throw his fourth touchdown pass of the game with about 12 minutes left to play. This one a 3-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Marshall. And with the extra point by Bullock, it was 28-7 as the Jets were back up by 3 scores. So then, with 9.5 minutes still left in this game, Chris Ivory ripped a 31-yard touchdown run. Bullock added the extra point, and it was 35-7 as the Jets extended their lead to 28. But then with less than 5 minutes still left to play, Ryan Tannehill hit Greg Jennings for a 5-yard touchdown pass. Franks added the extra point, and was back to a 21-point game with the Jets up 35-14. Randy Bullock would hit a 41-yard field goal with less than 3 minutes left to play to make it 38-14. And then in the closing moments of this game, Ryan Tannehill hit Devontae Parker for a 33-yard touchdown, and that would end up making it 38-20. So they went for 2 but did not convert. And so 38-20 was the final score as the Jets roll over the Dolphins in this one to improve their record to 6-5. They're 4-2 at the Met, and the Dolphins now 4-7 on the year, 3-4 on the road. So the Jets actually, they kind of spoil the Patriots' chances of clinching the division on this day. As if the Jets had lost and the Patriots won, they would clinch the division, but now New England's going to have to wait a week. So it's a small victory for the Jets, and a big victory over the Dolphins, as they are in second place all by their lonesome with the Bills' loss to the Chiefs. And they're 2 games ahead of the Dolphins, and the Jets are right there in the mix of things in the wild card race. And the Dolphins are on the outside looking in with this loss. So in this game, Ryan Fitzpatrick, one of his best games, 22 for 37, 277 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Chris Ivory, 21 carries for 87 yards and a rushing touchdown. He also had 2 receptions for 15 yards, giving him 102 total yards on the game. Brandon Marshall had 9 catches for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. Eric Decker, 5 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown. And Devin Smith, the rookie from Ohio State, 2 catches for 33 yards and a touchdown. And then for Miami, Ryan Tannehill, 33 for 58, 351 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. The leading rusher for the Dolphins, Ajayi, had just 3 carries for 6 yards. Lamar Miller, 5 carries for just 2 yards in this game. Jarvis Landry had 1 carry for 4 yards. as the Jets just shut down the run. Of course, the Dolphins just not at all balanced. I mean, how do you expect to win if you ask Ryan Tannehill to throw nearly 60 passes? I mean, that's kind of insane. But Jarvis Landry, 13 catches for 165 yards and a touchdown. And Devontae Parker, 4 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. And Ajayi had 4 catches for 52 yards, which gave him 58 total yards on the day. And we look at the kickers. Randy Bullock, the former Texan, was 1 for 1 on the field goals, 5 for 5 on the extra points for the Jets. Andrew Franks was 2 for 3 on the extra points, did not attempt a field goal in this game. And for the Jets on defense, Wilkerson had a sack, Malden had a sack, and Richardson had a sack. And Richardson also forced a fumble, and Marcus Williams had an interception. And for the Dolphins, Olivier Vernon had a sack. Let me look at team stats. 24 first downs for the Jets, 20 first downs for the Dolphins. Of course, 19 of them were through the air. One was a result of a penalty. But look at the third down conversions, and this is really where the Jets just totally dominated. 10 for 17 on third down, 58%. They went for it once on fourth down. They did not convert. The Dolphins just 4 of 15 on third down, 26% conversion rate. They were 2 for 2 on fourth down, 100%. Total net yards, 411 for New York, 333 for Miami. And on the ground, the Jets 137 yards netted, just 12 yards netted by the Dolphins, as the Jets had more than 10 times as many rushing yards netted. It's happened. It's virtually unheard of, though, and that's the definition of domination. We look at net passing yards, 321 for the Dolphins. Tannehill sacked 3 times, losing a total of 30 yards. And for the Jets, they netted 274 through the air, as Fitzpatrick was sacked once, losing 3 yards. We look at the penalties in this game. Both teams were penalized 6 times. 45 penalty yards for the Dolphins, 40 penalty yards for the Jets. 4 fumbles for the Dolphins in this game, although they only lost 1 of those fumbles. They recovered 3. The Jets had a fumble, but they recovered. They did not lose any fumbles. And then we look at the red zone. 4 for 5 for New York, 80%. 2 for 3 for Miami, just 66%. Not bad, but the Jets, 4 for 5 is pretty good. And then the time of possession, 31 minutes, 16 seconds for New York, 28 minutes, 44 seconds for the Dolphins. So the Jets getting a big win against their AFC East rival. And they come away with a very impressive win. They kind of make a statement in this game, especially coming up with big performances on both sides of the ball. A very dominant win against the Dolphins, a team that had been playing better under Dan Campbell. But of course, the Dolphins, their season is in somewhat disarray. But the Jets really doing a number on them, especially against that running game and forcing them to have to throw the ball. Of course, keeping them scoreless through the first half. Miami put up some points in the second half, but really most of the scores came in garbage time with the Jets well ahead. So New York, a very impressive win for the Jets. And they're going to be a team that, you're going to have to deal with in the playoffs. But, I don't know how much stock you really put in the Jets. They have a really good, defense. They got a good running game. They got some excellent receivers. Fitzpatrick looking good on this day. It's actually, if he can play like this, the Jets could go far, but they're only going to go as far as he takes them. And it's actually a rare performance where Fitzpatrick doesn't have a turnover. But let me know what you think in the comments section below. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for listening. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you're having a good day and had a great week and are having a great weekend. And also had a happy holiday and enjoyed all the sports.